All right, you guys, if you follow me, I told you these beasts were waking up. I told you they're waking up. All right. I told not only they're waking up, I told you she was feeding, and I also told you that the earthquakes would be ramping up. I told you she feeds through here. This is what causes all of your hurricanes coming this way. Usually come right through here because she's sucking, pulling wind across the water. Okay. Now look at all these earthquakes. If you follow me, you already know. I've showed you. This is the head. There's the nose right there, mouth area, around to the cheek side of the head. Just think about a snake, you guys. All right. Coming up through here. And I told you it runs up here. Runs through here. You're going to right here, Denver. All of this is you're going to have earthquakes running right along here. Okay. And I told you all that you're going to have more running along here throughout the belly of the beast, because I found this thing by finding the digestive tract of it. All right. More earthquakes. 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 I told you all. This is the tail. All right. Tail comes out in the Bering Sea. Bering. Bering. I told you all that she was having bearing. All right. Are y'all keeping up? Birthing pains. Are you guys keeping up? This is the cloaca. And I told you the last time, I believe she had pushed them out, and they are over here. All right. And this is why Japan always has the Godzilla movies, because they are close to Japan. When they come out, that's more than likely where they're going to go. They're going to call it an attack. And not only that, here's Daddy sitting right here. All right. There's his cheek around to the side of his mouth, and he goes right through here. This one feeds through here right beside Taiwan. All right. You'll always get typhoons there when this one feeds. And those typhoons will start and work their way right through here, similar to hurricanes. All right. So, now let's get around to Afghanistan. Heard that Afghanistan had a 6.0 earthquake, and a lot of people had died. That's a 5.2 in Afghanistan right there. Here's another. Everywhere you're seeing earthquakes, people, it is a live being. All right. For those of you that just followed me and found out that Africa is the head, literal head of Goliath. If not, man, just Google Detta and Goliath, David and Goliath, and you'll see this was an amazing find. You got to remember, in the Bible, Goliath was hit in the head by a stone that broke through his skull. All right. David hit him with a stone. And after he hit him with a stone, he chopped off his head. All right. And if you look down here, here's the eye, forehead. Go read it. It says it hit him in the forehead with a stone and it penetrated. All right. Forehead. This is where the eye was right here. His eye socket. All right. Nose, lips, chin. And I told you all when I first found out that Africa was a skull, that this is the carotid artery in your throat, in your neck. You know, somebody hit it, it's over for you, your jugular. All right. And I said, man, whatever did this to this being right here had to cut his head off or rip his head off. Once again, go to the story of David and Goliath and you'll see. And I'll touch on this too right here where you can see the green. All right. Where green usually grows is hair. And up here, it's dry. There's no hair, which more than likely means that this being had a George Jefferson hair around the sides, nothing around the rest of the skull, because he was already going bald. That's why nothing grows here. Right here, still had hair. All right, down his face, still had hair around to his beard, still had hair. All right, not only that, I also told you all that your diamonds come from the teeth of this. Diamonds are mostly found in Botswana. All right. And Botswana, right there. Look, you see that white? Let me show you. Look at that. All right. I told you, there's the nose. There's the lip. All right. So in this lip, this would be the mouth. Botswana, teeth. Nambia, teeth. Wisdom teeth back here on the jawline. Go and check and see where you find your diamonds at in Africa, people. Now, I've also taught you that wherever the earthquakes are, is where these serpents are moving. Like that one, you guys remember, the first Levite, it really brought me out to the world. And whenever I started explaining about this one, but also when he wakens, earthquakes, all right, earthquakes, earthquakes. This is the other one up here. Everywhere there's earthquakes around the ring of fire, it is life. It is a serpent of some sort that is alive. Now, if you look at Africa, there are no earthquakes. You don't hear about earthquakes in Africa. There are none. There are no major mountain ranges like that in Africa. All right. All right. Excuse me. Africa is the head of Goliath. Nothing's alive there. You can't even get good energy there because it's dead. It's dead. All right. This is why Africa has the least energy and the most problems, because there is no life to sustain life. All right. Now, when you come over here, now the most energy from these beings, any being, is going to be around the heart area. And if you go and look up the anatomy of a serpent, you'll see after the neck, you'll end up in the area around the heart. All right. Which is around Nevada, area 51. You'll end up in the area of the belly, which is the belly of the beast. You can clearly see here how fat that is, where she eats at. All right. That's why that is so fat in that area and in this area. Just go and feed a snake and you'll see how your snake plumps up where the food sits. All right. That's what you have right here. And this one runs right along there, all the way up through the Yukon, all the way out into the Bering Sea. All right. Bearing. Women bearing what? Babies. All right. And I told you all again, as long as this is frozen, she's not going to move. But we know Alaska is thawing out. That's why they were evacuating Juneau, because the glaciers are starting to melt. And once they all melt, she will be able to move some more. And I'm going to tell you now, this tail will go upward. That is the only direction it can work. It will work itself upward. She's not going to close it back down to bring it this way. If she try to close it down this way, it will swing a tidal wave beyond belief towards us. And that is very possible if she wanted to clean herself and rid herself of things on this side. She could indeed swing that tail this way to throw that water across her to clean herself off. I am going to warn the humans right now. I am going to warn the humans right now. All right. After I learned what I learned about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the Naga serpents, and I show you the serpent in Japan. I just pointed it out. I told you that was dad. All right. You want to call him Godzilla? Call him that. Nagasaki is on his eye. Hiroshima is on his eye. So I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you, since this one is moving, here is the eye of it. So whenever you all start to see that they're bringing ships towards Venezuela, Colombia, or in the Caribbean Sea, if they start setting up nuclear warships in this area, I'm letting you know now that this is what's going to get bombed. All right. And I am also going to warn the humans that have this messed up thought in their head that they are going to nuke the eye of this. If you blow this eye and you hurt this creature, you're going to cause more damage than just letting the creature stay there and do what it do. All right. If you blow this eye, this area, I'm telling you, Venezuela, if y'all start to see an influx of ships, nuclear powered ships, submarines, anything towards Venezuela, this is the area that's going to be blown to fucking pieces. I lied to you not, because Nagasaki is on the eye of the other one in Japan. And I'm sure that's what they did to it to slow it down whenever it started moving again. Now, I'm warning all world governments, if you blow this creature's eye, because you can't penetrate shit else, the only thing that it can do to hurt them is blind them. When you blind them, I'm just letting you know that you're going to put everyone, all right, everyone from here to Alaska in critical danger. All right. Whenever that happens, you will make this creature do what it normally does. They move slow like snakes. Snakes do not move fast unless they are startled or have to strike. And once you blow that up in his eye, you can about guarantee that she's going to swing that tail and bring a tsunami beyond belief.